but the best, and now you've been won. Yeah, I want you to know the rest before your turn. Maybe I'm not the one. No, tried to tell you I'm done. Down, yeah, falling to life prison, because escaping is impossible. Terrible in your eyes, never wanted to.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. All right. Welcome. Still filling in for Kai until he is back on the horse. Been doing a lot of messing around lately. When things get slow like this, we're representing today. Here we go. We got the Lone Star gear on. Guess I'd have to move the camera down. That's okay. Hey, stay as long as you can. I wanted to hit a couple of things, just some interesting things that I popped into. Some things old, some things really new. I didn't have a theme for today other than AI. And AI is the big thing right now. And I'm going to show you some examples of AI later. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, machine writing. And you can imagine that some of your YouTube friends, some of those channels out there are basically using this technology to write their material. Really simple stuff. And what it does is it does give you a better workflow. There's a few of us that I know don't, but I would say the more technologically savvy help basically to write their scripts. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Ones that have knowledge of this tech, and it's fairly new and it's fairly controversial on some levels. Be interesting to see what you guys have to say about this. As you can tell, I've basically been kind of upping my game, opening it up to more things, and I've always been a techie. So as, other than flying things, we do have something that's flying. A couple of actually flying things that we can look at today. But I also want to look at tech. So yes, it's good to see you. Now, like I said, I've been filling in for Kai for the last couple of weeks. So, but that is okay. I'm throwing some shows together, throwing some things. Kai actually shared with me some progress on my quad he's been working on. And I guess I'm going to, maybe I'll share that. I'll share that with you first. I don't know what to call it yet. So let's look at it. Let's, we do a little screen share here. Let's go there. This is Kai's workbench. So, hey, this is his workbench channel. Hopefully it doesn't have any social security numbers or anything handy right there. But Kai has been fixing my mess. And anybody that builds, and I'm not the greatest builder, obviously, because Kai's got my building project. So this is a 5-inch AOC frame, and it's basically to a point where it's probably ready to fly, getting there. Probably needs some tweaking. I don't know. I haven't talked to him yet. He showed it to me today. Sent me a video and said it's alive, but I'm really impressed. Now, this is the wrong frame setup. If you look at the camera, if you look down there at the camera, you'll notice that that is not the correct. That's not the correct mount for that. But we just used it. I said, hey, let's just go ahead and do it. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? But if you want to help me give this a name, I definitely want to give this quad a name. I am so excited to fly it. And I am so appreciative of Kai of fixing it, because hey, how you doing, Eat More Possum? Hey, Brent. Hey, Brent, I see you've got a big build going on, a Pixhawk build. I am really impressed. When Pixhawk first came out, I actually was thinking about putting that in my first drone that I built, my big 550. Okay. And I still have it. But maybe one thing I could possibly do in the future is replace my Arduino, flight, computer, and replace it with the Pixhawk flight controller. Cause that's what you want for those big giant birds. That's kind of one of the versions of I'm trying to remember what the software is. If that's forget. But anyway, Eat More Possum. You're going to be Brent. You're going to be you probably are working on that right now. I watched a lot of videos. I remember I just kind of worked it. I wish I had put together like all of my building videos, but I do have some of them. So, but I think you're building, what are you building? Are you building a 400 or a 300? What's the size of frame, if you want to share it? You've been building a lot. You've been really like, so he basically what he's building is something that probably you would consider to be like a 7-inch. That's the size prop set it uses, 7-inch, something like that. So anyway, I should go. I could share. Let me see if I don't know if I can. I'll do a little bit of a search in just a second here. I want to search up his. I want to search up his build. This is a pain in the ass to build. Yeah, do not build this. But he's done a really good job resurrecting my mess. So we'll see how it flies. I'm into this deadly. Well, the first mistake I made was I rushed my soldering and did just the most horrible job. That's when I knew I was at that point, I gave it to Kai. I'm like, I'm really screwed this up. Please take it. And then I had a sneaking suspicion that I had fried the ESC. I knew it already. I'm not the greatest builder in the world, but I know when I screw something up. So yeah. So we're jumping back and forth. Eat more possum. Here, let me put my chat stream up. Let me throw the chat up here. I'm gonna. Whoops. There we gotta. First of all, we gotta open. Way to put it in there. Here, let's put this in there. Okay. There we go. And then play it. There we go. So we got a bunch of different things going on right here. So yeah, we got Kai's build for me. This is a 5-inch combo long range. This is a long range freestyle. It's 6S, and this is the battery that Kai's suggesting I put on there. He says he wants to. I probably should buy it from him. He's been kind of suggesting that this would be the right battery to put on there, and maybe I should do that when he sends it back to me. So I'm thinking about that. I think that's the battery you're telling me about. That would be good for that flat style like that. It definitely has. You can see it. The body, if you look, goes back. You can see right back here. But it curves in, and they opened up the back for a he's saying an all-in-one that you could put an all-in-one. This is probably should not be built with a stack, but an all-in-one to the back, and probably not with an O3 air unit. But this one's got an O3 air unit as well, so it'll be fun to see what happens. Let's see. I too have wanted to build with a Pixhawk for years. Finally, I was good when I was building way back when. That was already 6 years ago when I built my first that big giant fat bird that I built. It was easy. Everything's big, and there's no small soldering or anything like that. Like this thing's tiny. This is a little 20 by 20. When you build those big birds, a lot of things is just plug and play. You basically get a big giant like flight controller that's about this, because weight, who cares when you're building something that big? So you get this big flight controller, and then everything plugs in. You got your GPS that plugs in. You've got your, I believe you might even correct me, Eat More Possum, but that one uses, oh crap, I'm trying to think. It uses, I'm trying to think of the word. I've lost all my terminology for all that stuff. Basically, it uses a serial bus, right? S-bus. There we go. So the old one didn't use an S-bus. Everything was every motor was put in individually and required the full amount of wires. Well, when Pixhawk came out, they were going S-bus. So everything would go on a serial bus, and just to lower the amount of wires that you had to use. So anyway, yeah, plug and play. And it's big and it's huge. So you use these big batteries, you use big props. I have 10-inch all the way down to 7-inch for mine. 10 are way too big. It flies with the 10-inchers, but I'm actually what I should do is a retro project to try to get that old bird back in the air. You need a computer. So you need to have, and I got a computer. So you need a laptop that'll sit down. You need to load up the Mission Planner software. So it uses Mission Planner. I wonder if I can look that up. I don't know if I still have it. I know I do. ArduPilot Mission Planner. So this is what you use. This right here. This program right there. That's ArduPilot. And I know this. This is something I kind of know. And you can do waypoint missions, and you can create, I think this is the software that a lot of people use there's mission planning. But I was planning missions with that home build 6 years ago. And you'd think that I knew what the hell I was doing. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So, and almost all these different open source birds. So this is open source software. And yeah, this literally, you see where it says connect. I have basically a link. I still have all the parts, the USB and everything. So you basically create a connection, and then it sends, all of your information wirelessly. It's a 900 megahertz signal, I believe. Anyway, that's kind of what it is. But it's Mission Planner, and this is a new version of it. So I haven't looked at this in years. And I was actually looking at it for some other reasons, because I was looking at the overview, and I was, let's see, download. So there's APM Planner 2, which is the new one. And then there's firmware and all kinds of stuff in there. So those are all the downloads. And I have not downloaded Mission Planner onto this computer. I'm not going to do it right now because it'll probably kill my stream. So, but yeah, Andrew, yeah, plug and play. It says both Mads Tech Painless 360 are currently building this X500 V2. Wow. I should have brought that up here. Here, actually, guys, can you hold for 1 second? I'll be right back. I'm going to actually bring my big ugly bird up here. This is the Goonie bird from hell. So just bear with me, okay? I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's go to, all right. So this right here, okay, this right here is my frame that never became of anything. So this is the probably a 680 hexacopter frame. This is one that's I've never created anything with it yet. So this one here, and this is the 550 that I built. Let me sit down with this. So this is a 550 with Arduino on top. And this is the battery bay right here. So it was it was actually double strapped. So this has basically 2 straps on it. These are 30 amp ESCs, and can't remember the motors. Let's see, these are 950. So this motor here is a 950 spinning 10-inch props. That's freaking huge. But look at that. Yeah, anyway. So this is basically, and then so for it to communicate, it uses basically a USB communicator with an antenna, and this right here is how it wirelessly brings that information to program it. So here it is right here. Here's my antenna right there, my downlink antenna. But it's dusty as hell. But it needs to be Yeah, and these are all fiber, carbon fiber. Believe me, carbon fiber breaks. These have been repaired several times, these legs. But this will carry a, now I can just throw a GoPro on it. But I used to carry a giant gimbal on here, big ass freaking gimbal. Big sucker that hung down right here. I still have it. It's huge. And, but now you could just slap I could put my Action 2 on here. But look at how big these props are. Let me take one off. Freaking huge. They're way over propped. I was just goofing around. Look at that thing. Okay. So that's my big 10-inch props. I should just take them off, but they're fun. It's fun to see it with them on. But yeah, so pretty cool, isn't it? It wasn't too terribly expensive to build. This probably is where most of the expense was, but it really is not. These were only like $50 back then. Then you got to buy your GPS antenna. But and the battery on this thing is probably pretty pricey. I can't remember. I mean, it's been so long since I built this thing. But yeah, here are all my my inputs. Four of them are motor wires, and one of them is a control wire. There's all my. You can see the ESC here. There's 3 wires coming out of the ESC, and all of those individually go into here. Now it's with the Pixhawk, you don't have to do that. This flight controller here is, I forget, it's a I can't remember which version of the RG Pilot is, but this, just like when you're flying a really inexpensive little tiny cheap quadcopter, this one needs to be basically set up every time. You have to, do the, spin this way, to basically calibrate it, but it's huge. But this is considered what they call a 550. So there it is right there. So monster. And it flies good. Just I haven't flown it in a while. It needs to be calibrated. I crashed it a couple of times, and the reason why it was crashed was it needed to be calibrated, and I didn't back then. I didn't have the knowledge. I thought once you calibrated it, you didn't have to calibrate it again. Well, it has to be recalibrated. I even went so far as to put bullets on all of my motors, so these can be replaced. So all these and the ESCs can be replaced. And I did replace one of the ESCs. So one of them, as you can see, I did fry one of the ESCs. So the rest of them are original. But that is a big bird. But that thing, that thing is old school. I remember when those were first released, just a frame that you built. Yeah. I'm glad tech has come by. Yeah. Well, same software, basically that runs that thing is the software that basically ran all the other crap that basically was out there, all that proprietary stuff, not proprietary. I mean, open source stuff. So like the work that you were doing was all, the same stuff. But anyway, yeah. So I am basically, let me just go back here really quick. I want to finish this whole discussion here just a little bit. Hold on here. There we go. I got too many things going on here. But yeah, I want to share this build really quick. But yeah, this is basically the area, the way I'm at right now. So when hopefully Kai can get this sucker in the air and tell me if it's airworthy. and we'll get an O3 air unit on it, or we'll get the O3 air unit calibrated and we'll get it flying. But this thing, should give us a good, 10 minutes. Maybe with that 720, probably more like 6 to 8 minutes, depending on how hard I fly it. Okay. So the old bird. Yeah, that's what she said. Thanks for pulling out the old bird. Let's see, however, they could both connect to Mission Planner software, which was a huge plus. It's good because Mission Planner is really, really super. Okay. Anybody that's working with the Mavic 3 right now with the new Mission Planner software or the Mission software, it sucks. I've already messed around with it. It is so hard to use. It's very simplistic. With Mission Planner, you can plot out the landscape as well. So not only are you flying, when you're flying level, you got to understand that the terrain can rise up and drop, hundreds of feet over, say a mile or so, maybe 200-300 feet. And with Mission Planner, you can plan that out so you can keep, mission low, so, say you want to, you're basically mapping out or you're creating a map of an area that has, some landscape, not just flat fields. This will allow you to compensate for that, to stay at the same altitude and not run into stuff. The only other way, let's see, the rear standoffs are in the wrong place. Oh. Was that mine you're talking about? I had him in the wrong place. COVID. Yep. I live in COVID. Texas has got a lot of it. I wish I could give you an example. I did do some Mission Planner stuff way back when, but all right. So let's look at this. Now let's go. Okay. We all agree that's old tech, right? And this is totally new tech, the stuff that you're seeing right here. The camera systems and all the FPV stuff on here. Could you imagine if we took the old bird back there, modernized it, threw a Pixhawk software on it, updated it with Mission Planner? You've now got and then of course update the control system to something like a Crossfire. Now you have a modern, basically, bird. You just, that uses Fly Sky. It doesn't even use FR Sky. That one, I think I used the Fly Sky modules or TXs. So the frame is misdesigned. Well, let's look at the other side here really quick. I want to. So this is the other side, and you can see now this has got a decent GPS on it. This has got an updated GPS, a little bit better than the one I've got on here, and that ginormous one back there. So here's the GPS for the Mr. Croc. That one's a little more, up to date. We still don't know if that camera is going to clear the edges. I think it's not. It shouldn't see the size of the frame. That's what we're hoping right there. Like I said, that frame mount, that mount is not made for that frame. The other thing I'm worried about with this build here is vibration, because a lot of people are getting vibration that's going through the frame, and it's getting into that hard mounted camera. So one of the things that I might have to do yet is I might have to somehow try to soft mount that, assuming that I have a problem with it. Now, if that happens, I'm pretty much screwed. If I have to do that, Kai's done a couple of things for me. He actually mounted the air unit. He actually got screws for it, and so this is actually mounted up through the frame. The air unit is the O3 air unit. Yeah, he printed the TPU for the back antenna. He says mine was too small. I thought I had the right one on there, but that probably was the case. And what else is that got? That's it. I think but what we're thinking is that this is made for that the air unit should have been mounted in the front. There should have been an all-in-one in the back. Now we also have a camera wire that's going over the top of the entire stack. So there's some, I can see Kai has got I can see that he put the wire. Well, let's see if we can get a close-up of that here. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can blow it up here. Can I blow it up? Oop, that's. Hey, we're almost there. We're coming to that. Okay. No, that's just anyway. Yeah, I can see that he ran the wire over the top of the power wires. And he also turned the stack around because the power and the capacitor used to be here. So it's now moved back there. Interesting. There we go. Let's make it a little brighter. So, hey, so anyway, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Okay. Yeah, in the house right away sitting. Okay. Lambo, how you doing, Zambo? How you in here? Mike Henrik in the house. Andrew Silverfox popped in. Thank you for popping in. Brent Eat More Possum in the house. How you doing? Hey, Brent, don't worry about going old school on that build. There's a lot of benefit to understanding and building old school because all those big giant birds out there that are carrying those LiDAR cameras are old school birds, okay, with big A batteries. The longest I've got that thing to fly, I can't remember. Kai, what battery do you have? It's like a 5500. If you remember, Kai, I gave Kai my battery to use for a jump battery. I think it's a 5500. That's what I used for that. I probably could have upped the C rating on that. I think it's like a 30C 5500, something like that. So I had to put it in that way because, well, yeah, Kai, I told you it was going to hit the camera. When I was putting it together, it was hitting the damn camera. But I think it looks great. Looks great that way. I'm just glad it does what it does at this point in time, to be quite honest. Let's go. Let's get there here. Let's go here. You got to like that, by the way. I am the king of thumbnails. Isn't that the coolest damn thumbnail you ever saw? That is freaking sweet. I'm sorry, but it's amazing. Okay. This is what Kai sent me. Let me see if I can play right there. Look at this tiny little video. That's how I got to learn how to send tiny little videos like that. Look at how teeny it is. It's so cute. It's probably the way that when I removed it. Let's see, does it run? Yeah. It sends better and it's small. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to, Kai, if you could send me a full version of that, that would be nice. That came from the phone. It does make sound. That's all I know. It's not loading at all. I don't know why it's not loading. Probably because I effed it up when I moved it. But let me just see here what I got up here. Okay, there we go. That's doing something. So that's the other one here. Let me reload that page. There, now we'll get sound. This he gave it to me by phone, so let's go and let me hold on. I got to turn my desktop audio on. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. Looks like there's sound going through there. Anyways, it's making noise. So I appreciate him getting to that point. All right, let's go back to the main. We'll come back to that garbage that we're looking at right there. But I appreciate that. So we now have a working, I don't know, we'll call it the, I don't know. It definitely looks like a frog. So it definitely is going to have a name that is somehow frog related. We're going to call it the Green Machine, or I don't know. It'll have a name for sure that will be synonymous with its ability to fly. So it better be half decent. So, oh, let's get here. I'm so behind here, guys. Let me just catch up. But see, oh yeah, Dan. When I was earlier, I was referring to the 3DR Solo, which was open, yeah, based on Arduino, yeah. But I was a lot more. It was versatile, yeah. It's another software programming allowing to be well out of the class of other birds, yeah, because it was more built as a not a proprietary, but it was built as as more of a consumer drone, yeah, consumer. That's the word I was saying. So because of the nature of the 3DR Solo being a consumer type drone, it also allowed people to mess with the internals and do modifications where you can't do that anymore unless you're flying stuff like this. So, and that's what I think. I think simplicity is lost in all the technology. You can have technology and simplicity. You can have them both. You can have high tech and simplicity. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be crazy complex. So I totally agree with that. It says, let's see, you can plot one of the most ridiculous missions ever using Mission Planner, everything down to elevation, speed, height adjustments, everything, camera angles. Yeah. So, and when I went to Mission Plan with the Mavic 3, and I was, looking at the new software that they put in there, I'm like, this is unusable. And then I watched I finally said, you know what? I'm going to go watch some of the videos, because you can't mission plan if you don't know elevations. So you literally have to go out and fly the mission, then plan it, which is totally like contrary to mission planning. I mean, you could. I mean, if I'm going to do a flat field, I can sit at home and do it. Okay. I can find the elevation of wherever that's at. But if you're going to say, I want to fly from here, over to the cliff and back, the elevation from here to there is extremely varying. I mean, it goes as low as 300 feet below where I'm at to 300 feet above where I'm at, or less. So anyway, you've got terrain that is not flat, and if you want to get the best shots of that terrain, you want it to follow the terrain. So using Google Maps and Mission Planner, you basically create your flight profile, and then you put it into your mission, and then it tells you, hey, dumbass, you're going to fly into the side of a hill. And actually, was it Litchi that was starting to do that? Litchi was when it was you were able to basically get elevation with your mission planning. So, don't tell the guy that friggin' and designed this frame that it was misdesigned. Okay, but let's see. Actually, ideally, so one of the cool things you could do with that big bird, first of all, put a better battery. Battery technology's gone a mile, further since that thing was built. I would put a Lion pack on that thing for one thing. And I would probably put a 6S Lion pack. I couldn't do it with that one because I would fry that thing. That's built for 3S. So that would be a problem. I don't know if I could get away with 4S on there. That would be interesting to build a giant 4S. You'd have to build a really long Lion pack for 4S. 6S would probably cook that thing. Depending, I'd have to go look and kind of go through my mental gymnastics to figure out whether I would fry the ESCs because I had already fried one. So, Lee McCready's in the house. How you doing, EBRFP? Thank you for popping in. I did see you come in. Okay. Echo. Oh, shiz. Yeah. There we go. Yay. I was working my way down. Sorry. Anytime you turn my desktop audio, it echoes. So, but yeah, there we go. All right, let's move ahead. I'm still on. I got basically caught sideways with that last little project. Let's look at this really quick. I'm actually going to move ahead. I was going to look at this. Okay, we can do this really quick. Okay, let's just look at this thing. I'm going to turn off my chat stream just really quick. Yeah, when I turn on my desktop audio, you get an echo. So, yeah, I've got two audio sources working at the same time is what's happening. And I need to, when you get off on a tangent, I need to check my control board before I go flying off. Okay, so this right here, now this hover, this is about 2 or 3 years. This is pretty old right now. This old hover right here, this was the Hover 2. This is another one that's, this is another version of the hover. It's a smaller version. I guess this is something that is possibly, is a possibility. A couple of things about it. First of all, it's made to be something you throw in your backpack, you pull out, and doesn't have a controller. It is one of those, it is what I would consider to be probably a selfie drone. And now that they've made it smaller and it looks like it's got pre-programmed, if you look at this, oops, I'm out of here again here. Let's see if I can, I just want to zoom in. I just want to zoom. I want to zoom, and a boom, boom. Come on here. All right. So anyway, this has got some pre-programming on it. If you look around the front there, so it's got an on button and it's got several pre-programs is my guess. I do not know what kind of battery they throw in here. These motors look really small. They look very similar to something you'd throw in to the rocket. So something around maybe, 11 or 1200 kV kind of thing, kind of fast and screamy loud compared to the ones on the old hover. I believe this has a 2-axis gimbal built into it and EIS, and it's made to basically follow you, that kind of thing. Yeah, we're coming back to AI. Just give me a second here. Okay. Hey, Lambo, we're getting there. Okay. We're getting to the AI thing. Okay. But, shake that room. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this really quick to see, is there any use for this thing? Does this have a market is my question. That's the only thing I'm going to basically say about this thing. And then we're going to move ourselves into the future here with another image. One that's a leak. Now the image that I'm going to show you next is something I just saw today. So I don't know if it's old news for you guys, but does this thing have any use whatsoever? And that's my question. I guess it depends on the cost, and that's because to me it reminds me of this. Looks like the doorbell company got a hold of it and just moved the camera up. It looks like the same thing. It looks a lot like the one I was showing you guys last week. The one with the flying doorbell camera. Okay. This thing. Okay. Okay. It reminds me of this thing, but sideways version. Now I've seen this other bird. Okay. Okay. I've seen this other bird. I've seen this type of this hover variant. But I've never seen it ever I haven't seen more videos other than just people showing it off and that's it. It never became popular for sure. So I'm just saying, does this thing have a use? I think, to be quite honest, no. I think the idea of putting the props in a fan, but it looks, and obviously they're trying to make it lighter to make it legal. So this has got to be a 249 gram thing, but does it have a use? That's really the question. And I really don't think so. I think it's a great idea. I think it checks a lot of the boxes of one of those personal use drones. Maybe if it has a good follow function, if it takes a good selfie shot, but I just don't see, say it's $300. Why can't you just go buy an SE? Just go buy a DJI SE, throw it in your backpack. You do have the controller with it. This does not have a controller. So that's kind of that's one of the things that I came across just recently. Sunrise, we are moving into the future now. We are going to. Let's do it right now. Let's move on. Junk or not, I say, no. Okay. I really do. I don't see this being something that anybody wants. I really don't. We've basically gone very far past these kind of new concept designs. And this had its chance and nobody really liked it. It basically looks like a flying box fan. I guess if you put it on a stick and you basically move it around, like this, move it around. So flying box fan. That's the way I see this sucker. All right, here we go. Let's look here. Let's look at this. Okay. Has everybody seen this image? You're like, oh, Mr. A. Oh, at random, that's a Mavic 3. Okay. Now, this is the image that came out. If you look behind it, we have a box that says FPV Pro. None of us, this could be a box of something else, from another product, but the idea is that this is basically, this was from when the original Mavic 3 was being, leaked, and they actually had a foreshadowing of another leak underneath it. And underneath it is a box down here. And underneath that box, it says FPV Pro. I was just looking around for stuff and I saw this and I'm like, what the hell would an FPV Pro be? And if I can find, I don't know if I can find one of my older shots going way back. Let me see if I can find one of my old, here it is. I did actually find it. Okay. This is what, could this be the FPV Pro right here? Could this be the FPV O2? Now, this is that concept, right? This is the potential heir to the DJI FPV throne. Do you believe that? Are these things one and the same, do you think? Remember that picture that came out way back when? I thought it was kind of cool. I loved that concept. And we did get that, but we just got a different version of it. I just thought it was cool. You got the proprietary battery. You got that same design. You got the camera mount that's now having, a lighter version of it. Okay. But could this be the FPV Pro? Is this it? The fake thing? Come on. Lambo. Come on. This is a really good fake thing. This is a super cool fake thing. Okay. This is something for sure. But I got to go eat. But this right here, I'm just saying. All right. Okay. AI people. Here we go. I gotta go eat, man. All right. Let me show you something really quick. I'm gonna buzz ahead here. All right. This is for Billy Kyle and all those folks out there. You know Billy Kyle's using this. Let's check this out. Here's OpenAI. This is the beta openai.com. I use this a lot. Okay. This is something I've been goofing around with. I'm a school teacher and I use this stuff. Okay. And I know the students use this stuff. Check this out. Say I'm going to make a script and it says, write me a script for the DJI Mini 3 for my Mini 3 promotional video. Okay. Here's my AI, OpenAI. And I'm going to say, hey, write me a script. And there it is. OpenAI is, I'm looking for a script for a promotional video for the DJI Mini 3. The video could be about 2 minutes long. Okay. Okay. Introducing the Mini 3 and its features. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so could you get a script from this? Okay. Here we go. And here's the script. DJI Mini 3 is the perfect drone for beginners and experienced pilots alike. It's easy to fly and has a number of intelligent features that make it a lot of fun to use with a top speed of 36 miles an hour. Okay. And a flight time of up to 27 minutes. Don't I start sounding like DM? Wow. Yeah, Mini 3 is there we go. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going with my script here. Mini 3 is a powerful drone that can handle a lot of flying scenarios. It also has a built-in HD camera. HD, okay? That captures stunning aerial photographs. All right. Check it out. And can you see this happening? Okay. Can you see all those folks out there? Okay. Write me a script for that's what they're doing, guys. AI is just writing all their crap. Okay. All right. Here, let's do this. Here we go. Write me a thank you letter to Kai. I'll spell his name right. Friedrichsen. Okay, write me a thank you letter to Kai Friedrichsen for building my drone. Let's see what it does. Dear Kai Friedrichsen, thank you so much for building my drone. It is so much fun to fly, and I have already gotten some great shots with it. I really appreciate all of the time and effort you put into building it for me. I am sure I will enjoy flying it for years to come. You like that? My wife is screaming for me because I got to go eat. I wish you'd just send me a text because I do have a phone here. But we're not going to say that. Oh, I did. I just said that. You see that? Isn't that great? Okay. Thank you again. There you go. Chris, when do you start using the brain? Never. Do I use my brain? Guys, I use my brain all the time. This is pretty new. What I need to do, because I have to know this, I have to know what they know. Because if I know what they know, then I gotta, okay, how do I figure out how to make sure that they're using more of their brain and less of that? But anyways, yeah, this is basically something called OpenAI. Let me give you a link for this if you want to play around with it. I'm actually going to be using this from time to time. And it's the hottest, newest, coolest thing out there right now. And it's a lot of fun. So if you have to do any writing, is it helpful? Yeah. for really simple things. So for example, if I do have to do a quick thank you, it'll write it for me and then I can copy and paste it. You can also throw it inside your phone. Now, are kids using this? Yes. Here, I'll give you an example before I go. Here's one example. We're covering right now, we're covering the Great Depression. Okay. So, and the New Deal. So I'm gonna make this write me a list. So I'm gonna say, let's see, write a list. Okay, let me just put this in here. Write a list of programs started by FDR for the New Deal. There you go. So basically, it should be creating me a list of things it did. The New Deal was a series of programs started by Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933 to help that. So this is, let's a top 10 list. Okay. Let's see if it'll do that. A top 10 list. Now, when I say top 10, it literally, I did a top 10 drones video list, and it just gave me a list of 10 crappy drones. And I know for a fact there are channels out there creating AI lists of top 10, and people are just reading them off. And there's a lot of folks out there that are doing this kind of crap. So let's see what it does with a top 10 list here. But have some fun with this. There we go. Oh, there's top 9. Let's see, top 10 list of programs started by the New Deal. Well, the Civilian Conservation Corps, yes, the Public Works Administration, the National Recovery Administration, the Agriculture. So it gave me a really good list. Okay. Actually, really good. Okay. Now I can, of course, So anyway, so this is the kind of stuff that people are basically using this for, to write articles and all kinds of things. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys a little bit. I'm going to be playing a lot with this in the next couple of live streams. So this isn't going to be the last time you're going to see it, because I want you to kind of get an idea about what people are kind of doing out there, and maybe do a little bit of comparison. When you see somebody come out with a video or a top features, what are the, here, I'll do it. What are the, let's see, what are the best features of the DJI AVATA drone? Let's see if it knows that. There are a number of great features on the DJI AVATA drone, including the ability to fly for 25 minutes on a single charge, a built-in HD camera for capturing stunning aerial footage, a range of up to 1.2 miles, allowing you to explore a wide area, a number of intelligent flight modes, including, see, it doesn't have those. So anyway, it has its limitations. But if you do that for the Mini 3, it has a bunch. It's also limited in its technology because it captures material up to the year 2021. So it's collecting pretty old information, but it does know some new stuff. So thought it was interesting. So yeah. Hey, Sunrise, get using it. Okay. It's a way for you to basically, you can just screw off. Kelly's not going to know what's going on. Okay. What's your wife texting you? It's time for dinner. So I got to get out of here. So what is she texting me? Yeah, she didn't text me. She yelled up the stairway, but I've got a really good filter on this mic. All righty, guys, I have got a cruise. But good. We went through a bunch of stuff. Crap. You got to look at an old 550. We've looked at a couple of new things. You got to talk a little bit about some software out there that a lot of people probably know it still exists, and a lot of people kind of discounted the Arduino software. I would go, and if you want to kind of go back in drone history, go back to some of the old home builds, because those were actually some of the best drones available. The old home build Wings, the old home build quadcopters. So anyway, guys, I am out of here. I got to go. And that's okay, because like all good things, they all end. And I got to go have tacos because it's Taco Tuesday. But thank you, Kai. Let's go ahead and do let's do a DR space outro. And I'm out of here. Later. Have a good one. It is Tuesday. I'll be back on Friday. Why not? I got nothing better to do. Later. Bye.
Sing for me. I want nothing but the best, and now you've been won. Yeah, I want you to know the rest before your time.